She'd given her food, she'd given her blood.
Her muscles, everything of her, all of her tissues, everything that was Claire, she gave to her puppies. We know we're going to lose her. We don't know if we're going to be able to save any puppies or not.
And it was a Sunday. We had gone to the emergency vet clinic. The veterinarian was wonderful. The technicians were wonderful. We had some great people, but we were going back and forth on the phone, and they were trying to figure out how they were going to get the vet services paid for. Because we were thinking it was probably going to be in the thousands of dollars. And the emergency vet clinic in Champaign was wonderful. Well, they knew how difficult it was for us because we were going through it, and she wasn't our dog. But we were still the ones responsible. So I had to sign the paperwork giving permission for them to do the scans, and every time they would go to do the next thing, they would have to call her and get permission, and we would have to sign something. I had to find some way to pay for it too. And we had another rescuer. Her name is Patty Petrie. She's wonderful. She actually lives in North Dakota. She doesn't even live here. And she said, I'll pay for it. Do whatever you have to do. I'll pay for all of it. We'll figure out how to take care of it later. I have a care card. And save them all. Save all of them you can.
And she lived basically just long enough to have a C-section.
To get someplace safe, to get out of a shelter.
So we decided that, yes, we're going to go away they told us to go away for a good hour.
They said that, like I said, at that point, they said that there was 3 heartbeats. And they said they would call us and we could come back. They were anticipating that the puppies would be so small that they would have to stay there for a while. Kind of like in a NICU type situation where they would take care of them.
I come back, she's bawling on the table, basically just falling apart, and I'm going, oh God, the call her all gone. She looks at me in the face and she goes, we got 5 lives.
They were able to resuscitate the 2 that they couldn't hear. They were so tiny, all 5 of them were on my shirt at one time. I pulled all of them.
Each of them had a distinctive mark on them. We were able to tell. One of them had a 7, one of them had a T, one of them had a set of angel wings. That's how they became Claire's angels.
Surprisingly, they were big enough they let us take them home like that, and they said they were so surprised.
They said, you can take them home, they're just fine.
But they all had to be bottle fed every 2 hours. Karen would come home with her.
So I took 5 puppies home in a box. And I began.
And weighed them every day on a postage scale.
I weighed them every day on a postage scale. My daughters were wonderful helping. They were. If it hadn't been for the extra help I had from three girls, I couldn't have done all of it by myself. They didn't have a mama, so you'd have to take and stimulate them to go to the bathroom. We'd wipe them and we'd wash their little face off and we'd snuggle them and love on them. And when I went to work, the box would go in the car and then I'd sit on my desk on a heating pad. I had a wonderful boss.
We had 3 girls and 2 boys.
3 girls and 2 boys, and at about day 3, Henry just, he wasn't doing real well. The two boys weren't thriving real well. Henry was really, really listless, and he was laying there, and he was pretty well gone. I did all the CPR, doggy CPR, did call the vet's office, and there was nothing I could do. So we went through the baby phase, and then the box turned into a basket, and the basket turned into my living room with a big sheet of Visqueen and I don't know how many puppy pads and
cans and cans and cans of puppy formula that they went through. We were at the point then where we still had to pay for the vet bills because Patty Petrie had paid for her vetting through her care card. So we had a benefit at the building across the street here in Bonneville. We raised not only enough money to send to her to pay, plus in the meantime we were also getting donations through PayPal. People were sending donations and trying to help cover the vetting costs. And we just kind of decided from that point that we were going to carry on Claire's legacy.
Yeah, we wanted to try to get as many pregnant moms out of the system before they were to the point of Claire. Pregnant dog in a shelter, if she goes into labor in the shelter usually,
if it's a kill shelter,
the shelter usually euthanizes the puppies immediately.
For space.
They don't raise the puppies. They don't let her nurse the puppies, and they don't adopt out the puppies. If it's a kill shelter and they have a pregnant mama, they let her go ahead and deliver. And the day she delivers, they euthanize the puppy. And we're helping to get pregnant dogs out of kill shelters.
We're working into the storefront now. My uncle has lent us a storefront facility so we can start getting our name out there, because basically the motto is a shelter is no place to have puppies or to be a puppy. We decided that's what we're going to do for Claire's legacy, to try to save them. And the day we brought them home, there were people constantly calling and wanting information about them and wanting to follow them, wanting to follow their story. And so I started a Facebook page for them, and it is www.facebook.com/Claire 11/27/11, which is the day she died and the day the puppies were born. We've already helped a shelter in southern Illinois. We sent a big donation down there that we collected, and we decided we were going to do a storefront this year and kind of try to get out our information and who we are and what we do. And my uncle luckily owns some strip mall properties, and we're going to be at 902 North Country Fair Drive on November the 10th from 10 until 8 p.m. But you can send donations to Claire's Angels at P.O. Box 103, and that is in Bondville, Illinois 61815, and we will be able to use those donations to help other shelter dogs and other shelters. Our main goal is to make sure that a shelter is no place to have a puppy, and a shelter is no place to be a puppy.